Guys, just thank you to Morrison outstanding event. It's not very often we get to speak in front of such a wonderful audience of potential new clients as well, so great effort, Morrison. Thanks very much for having us, really appreciate it. I've been following Rod around for the past 7 years or longer. I've listened to him speak and it never tires. His jokes are all new every single time. I haven't had one of those before, so it was sensational. So, show of hands if I could. How many of you manage your work as in a service type capacity? So you've got a job, you'll set up a job, you'll capture time and costs against it, professional services maybe, IT services, yeah, a few hands going up, creative companies, yeah, a bit of manufacturing in there as well. Cool, lots of hands, good, good, good. So WorkflowMax is for you, that's excellent. So come and talk to me afterwards and we can talk a deal if we need to. But what I'm going to do today is show you a little bit about WorkflowMax, what it is, what it does, and we'll actually take you through a bit of product, which I think is really important, so you can actually see it in action, and get a feel for it. Essentially, just to tell you a little bit about it, it is the operational focus of your business. So just like Xero manages all the financial back end, WorkflowMax for a service business is all about what you do on a day-to-day basis. All right, so it's about managing sales opportunities, it's about creating quotes, proposals, sending those out to clients, turning that into a job, assigning staff to it, who's working on it, what deadlines have we got associated with it, and then capturing all the different elements associated with that job, such as time and cost, everything to do with that job in one central place so you've got maximum visibility over it. You'll produce your invoice, that'll push into Xero, we'll get to see all this, it's really cool, and then you get to see how much money you made on the job. All right, so that's what it is in a nutshell. Okay, any questions around that? We're all good, awesome, fantastic. So we're going to jump into a bit of product, if we can, and see it in action. So that's WorkflowMax as it is today. It's currently going through a redesign by the awesome Xero design team, and what we'll see happening across the next 3 to 4 months, 5 months, as the new product set rolls out, it will look and feel very much like a Xero product, right? So part of the Xero family. What I'm looking at the moment is the job manager. So I've got 23 jobs on the go on various states of disrepair and various types of industry types as well. All right, so what I'm going to do is just take you through a quick process, just so you can see it working. We're going to go quote, job, and invoice, and you'll see all the different components of it as we go through that process. So a day in the life, really, of a typical type of job in an accelerated type fashion. So I'm going to jump up, I'm going to create a new quote or a new estimate if I want, treat them exactly the same in the software. And when we do that, we get to select from a client list. Now that client list is integrated with Xero, so when you update your client list in WorkflowMax, that updates automatically across into Xero. As you're creating quotes, you can create a templated set of quotes, templates, sorry. So you've got a template in there which defines your quotes and the jobs that you set up. All right, so depending on the industry type, you can customize your own templates to suit. So if I'm in the creative business, I'm going to do a set of business cards. We can choose our standard business cards template, hit the next button, that will pull through a series of elements associated with that quote. So we'll get tasks, which are the labor components. We'll also get cost items or material components associated with it. All right, so when we're pricing something up, we're putting together the labor and materials for that particular type of work. So in this case, being that it's business cards, there's some concept design, some print, there's a bit of courier and freight in there as well. We can drop in whatever costs we like, so it might be the printing of these items. As you start typing in a description, it goes away and looks through the database, finds a matching description if it can. In this case, I don't have one, so we'll carry on through. Select the unit cost, so what it's going to cost us, what we're going to charge the client for it, with a standard markup, and save it. So what we're doing is building up a picture of what this piece of work is going to cost the client, what it's going to cost us. When we go to present it to the client, we get to choose or what detail we show to them. So we can see the sort of profit margins we're going to be making before we issue this particular piece of work out to the client. So we're going to issue and print that, and we can completely customize the look and feel of that output as well. So if you want a nice template in there, a 10-page document with a history of previous work and a nice covering page, you can do that. Or it could just be a one-pager with a brief description. It's completely up to you. You can turn these things upside down and customize them as much as you like, and with standard terms and conditions, email it off to your client, and then from there, hopefully they're going to accept it. All right, so that's a basic quote process or estimating process. Once you accept that piece of work, that'll take all of that information from the quote, turn it into a job. So you've got a seamless transition of that data from that one input all the way through to the job stage. All we're going to be doing is allocating staff to it, scheduling the work in, starting today, finishing in November, pick the team who are going to be working on it, And those staff members will then be allocated the work. They'll be sent an email letting them know they've been assigned to it. All right? And then from there, they can begin to pick it up. They'll change the job status. They'll begin writing timesheet entries into the software. As soon as you begin to write timesheet entries in there, and I'm cheating, I wouldn't normally go in here and do it, but as soon as you begin to write timesheet entries in there, you get an idea of how well you're tracking against those time budgets. All right? So you've constantly got visibility of everything associated with that job. In addition, you can capture and store whatever extra pieces of information you need. So you can capture notes and documents. It might be email correspondence. As the team are working on this job, you're generating notifications for the rest of the team. How much time have we spent versus what we estimated? Has the job status changed? We can see little notifications popped up at the top. We've exceeded 80% of the estimated time on that particular task. All right? So constant visibility, everything you need to know about that job in the one place. Emails, documents, if you want to upload your documents to it, files, if you like, you can store them there. In the financial tab, we've got a picture of what we've got available to invoice right now, anything that we've quoted, and anything we've invoiced or raised purchase orders for yet as well. So we can generate purchase orders for the printing of those business cards, send that off to our suppliers. That PO will come back, we can receipt that in, and that will push across into Xero. So we're closing the loop effectively, making sure that our purchases are loaded against the job so we can determine profitability at a job level, but also it's across automatically into our financial system as well. So let's generate an invoice. There's quite a few different ways to invoice. We can invoice based on the job or group multiple jobs together. We can invoice based on time or based on the quoted value of the work. In this case, we'll just do it based on what we quoted. Once we're happy with it, we can hit the approve button or approve and print. As soon as we do that, it'll push the invoice across into Xero. All right, so you'll generate the invoice in WorkflowMax. That's pushed across into Xero. And when we log into Xero, we'll see that invoice sitting there automatically for us. I've got $5 million worth of draft invoices. I should probably approve those. I could stop doing demos then. So there's my invoice for 300 Proprietary Limited with our business cards and all the line item details with the sales codes and tracking codes. So it works just like magic. There's no downloading of files and exporting data and trying to sync that up. It all happens in the background, so you're setting up that key. The cool thing is, if you reconcile it in Xero, which you will do, once you mark it as paid on the Xero side, it comes back and marks that invoice, that corresponding invoice back in WorkflowMax as being paid as well. So having done all of the work, you then want to know how well we went. So you can drill down into the job afterwards. We can take a look at the financial side of it. We can run financial summary or profit reporting to see exactly how much money we made or didn't make on each job. And there's additional reporting as well to get a nice tidy look at how our staff are reporting. So what's the recoverability like at our staff members? What's the productivity levels like? And overall at a client level, so we can see which of our clients are making us more money than others, which of our clients are more profitable than others as well. So it's all about, once you manage that day-to-day side and actually doing the work, you then want to be able to report on it to see which is the most important pieces of information across the business so we can look to grow the business and understand what are the mechanics within the business as well. So what are the real key points for us in order to grow the business. Right? So that's what WorkflowMax does, providing that deep, in-depth reporting layer at the operational level so you can get a good feel for what's going on with your services business. All right, so that's WorkflowMax. In terms of pricing, it's ranges based on the staff numbers that you've got, so $25 through to $200 unlimited staff members. Free trial, we can extend your trial, all that sort of cool stuff. So come and have a chat with me afterwards. I'm more than happy to talk you through it if you've got a need for it and show you how it can really be of benefit to your business. Thanks very much.